Welcome to Lamp Early On. I'm Joanne, and today we're going to look at the board and we're going to ask ourselves, what do you think that is? What do you think it is? What does it look like? You have to put your thinking caps on. Do you ever have a cup of milk in the morning? And sometimes accidents happen and sometimes the milk spills. And if you look at the spilt milk, it can look like this. Does that ever happen to you? Happens to me sometimes. When you spill milk, it can go into many, many different shapes and sizes. And today, we're going to talk about these shapes. Now, this looks like spilt milk, but it can also be something else. Can you think about what it could be? What about when you're outside? When you're outside at the park and maybe you're lying on the ground, maybe in the leaves or in the grass, and you look up at the sky, what do you see that kind of looks like this? A cloud, you are right. And today we're going to talk about clouds, and we'll start with a story. It Looked Like Spilt Milk by Charles G. Shaw. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. Sometimes it looked like a rabbit, but it wasn't a rabbit. Sometimes it looked like a bird, but it wasn't a bird. Sometimes it looked like a tree, but it wasn't a tree. Sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone, but it wasn't an ice cream cone. Sometimes it looked like a flower, but it wasn't a flower. Sometimes it looked like a pig, but it wasn't a pig. Sometimes it looked like a birthday cake, but it wasn't a birthday cake. Sometimes it looked like a sheep, but it wasn't a sheep. Sometimes it looked like a great horned owl, but it wasn't a great horned owl. Sometimes it looked like a mitten, but it wasn't a mitten. Sometimes it looked like a squirrel, but it wasn't a squirrel. Sometimes it looked like an angel, but it wasn't an angel. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. It was just a cloud in the sky. The end. That was a nice story, wasn't it? It looks like spilt milk. Can you remember all the different shapes that the clouds were in that story? Can you remember the first one? The first one, what was the first one? The first one, do you remember? It's a bunny, right? The cloud floated in the sky and it looked like a bunny. And what about the next cloud? What does that look like? Do you remember? A bird. That's right. And what about this cloud? It looks like a tree. Very good. It looks like a tree. Did you ever see a tree cloud when you looked up at the sky? And here's the next one. What is that one? It kind of looks like an ice cream cone. And somebody said it kind of looks like a leaf. And it does kind of look like a leaf, you're right. And you can use your imagination and you can see different things in the clouds. Lots of different shapes. And this one was the next one that was in our story. It was a very beautiful flower. Very good. You like flowers, yes. I like flowers too. And the next one that came, can you remember this one? Pig. That's right, it's a pig. He was floating across the sky. He was a cloud. And the next one, wow. What is that one? It's a birthday cake, that's right. And somebody said it looks kind of like a boat. Kind of like a boat with a flag. That's right. Good thinking. You can think of all kinds of different things that these shapes are. And the next one is a little white fluffy sheep. And the next one, oh, do you remember this was a little bit tricky? Do you remember this? The great horny owl. You got that one perfect. Good for you. I could hardly remember that one. Good job. The great horny owl. And this one? It's a mitten. And we're going to need mittens very soon. The weather's starting to get cooler, isn't it? It's getting a little bit windy and we're getting lots of clouds. So when you're outside, you can look up in the sky and you can see what different shapes you see. Oh, and here's one. Here's our friend. Yep, he's a squirrel. You're right. He's a squirrel. He has a very big tail. And we have this one. And it looks like an angel. Yes, it looks like an angel. And yes, it looks kind of like a bird. It does. And it looks kind of like a butterfly, somebody said. Very good. Good choices. And all of these different shapes that are white and fluffy and they float in the sky, they are all called clouds. And there's kind of a typical cloud, but you could even look at that cloud and you could think, what does that cloud look like? Maybe it looks like a bunch of grapes. Maybe a nice, soft, cozy pillow. You think about what you think it might be and use your imagination. Little Cloud by Eric Carle. The clouds drifted slowly across the sky. Little Cloud trailed behind them. The clouds pushed upward and away. Little Cloud pushed downward and touched the tops of the houses and trees. The clouds moved out of sight. Little Cloud changed into a giant cloud. Little Cloud changed into a sheep. Sheep and clouds sometimes look alike. Little Cloud changed into an airplane. Little Cloud often saw airplanes flying through the clouds. Little Cloud changed into a shark. Little Cloud once saw a shark through the waves of the ocean. Little Cloud changed into 2 trees. Little Cloud liked the way trees never moved and stayed in one place. Little Cloud changed into a rabbit. Little Cloud loved to watch rabbits dash across the meadows. Then Little Cloud changed into a hat because Little Cloud changed into a clown and needed a hat. The other clouds drifted back. They huddled close together. Little Cloud, they called, come back. Little Cloud drifted toward the clouds. Then all the clouds changed into one big cloud and rained. The end. What's fluffy white and floats up high like a pile of cotton in the sky? And when the wind blows hard and strong, what brings the rain? What brings the snow? What showers down on us below? When you look up high in the sky, what is that thing you see float by? What is it? What is it, my friends? It's a cloud. You are right, it's a cloud. So much for joining me today. We had so much fun. We learned all about different clouds. We read such a nice story, 2 stories actually, and we did a great craft. Thanks again and take care, and we'll see you next time.